Good morning, Angela Blaha here with your cosmic energy forecast for Tuesday, February 11th through Monday, February 17th. Well, this last week was just a full-on living, wasn't it? Like wild emotional rides, physical symptoms, lots and lots of downloads and up-leveling going on. So that fiery energy that came in with last week came in with a flame ablazing on Friday, and it just pretty much continued throughout the entire weekend. So what happens now is with that fire and kind of anxious kind of energy, you will want to draw down or to tone down because your nervous system can only handle so much, right? But do we really want to? Seriously, aren't we here for transformation? All right, let's get to it. So Tuesday, February 11th. Impatience is the theme today. So how do you balance patience? Are you a patient person, or are you like me who is totally impatient? Like I have zero patience, and I'm kind of happy with it. But there is a call for a balance in your patience. So pay attention to how it does not work. How it doesn't work in the present moment, like your ability to balance patience, like the ability to wait is literally what's being called forth today. Now, I don't mean to be a pain here, but I will disrupt your energy so that you can go beyond. So try a new way of balancing your energy and your impatience. So maybe be a bit more caring today. Like sometimes caring for me, like totally erases all of the impatience that I have, especially with people and mostly myself. So I do a few things that are very caring. Maybe a salt bath, or gee, I don't know, maybe, helping someone out with something, or opening a door, just a smile. Right? Caring seems to be a key to transform impatience. Not sure how that all works. There's just something that will disrupt your energy if you take the time to care about something other than the impatience. So look at the details today. It will help you move through whatever emotion you are working with. So when I become impatient, I become very resistant. Right? Like I'm not open. And so for me, that would be the emotion, the resistance, the sort of like hold up, stuck kind of energy that comes along with me being impatient. So whenever that appears, like I know that I have to look at details, and caring for someone else pulls you into the details. So one way to work through your impatience today is to just move right into caring about something, someone, whatever it is. Let yourself move into the details of that. It transforms that kind of impatient kind of energy. All right, moving on to Wednesday, February 12th. Woo, it's my birthday. Yes, good old Aquarian energy is in abundance tomorrow, as you will most likely feel the need for fairness, equality, like you have to overdo the wrongs of the world kind of energy. When you feel the need for fairness, you are looking for harmony. What's going to bring you harmony? Harmony is not the same as balance. No. Don't equate them. They are not equal. So even though fairness is not always harmonious, right? Fairness is not always harmonious, and it totally depends upon your belief systems, because you're being drawn to look at what harmony is and how you're creating harmony in your life. Or are you being impatient and trying to create something that's not who you are? So relationships are a hot item, right? When you're trying to find harmony, this whole week is about relationships, honestly. Like the whole play on Valentine's Day, there's a reason that Valentine's Day fits in a week where the energies are all about relationships, creating harmonies, being in balance with who you are. Are you impatient with your partners or your people that are like really close in your relationships? Right? That's what this whole week is all about, is for you to bring up those kinds of shadowy kinds of energies, look at them, transform them, and move beyond. So relationships are a hot item tomorrow. And you'll want to be careful with how fairness shows up. Ooh, did you feel the energy of that? How does fairness show up in your relationships? That's a good one. So when you are exploring your relationships, keep in mind that competing in a relationship is not fairness. No, we want to relate fairness to the world of competition, but that's not what fairness is. Fairness is a give and take, an equality kind of energy. It's not a competitive kind of energy. So if you're restless and you feel a need to compete in your personal relationships, you will throw out your sense of balance and you will become very impatient. So with fairness, there is always this sort of inner critic because it plays with the ego's limitations. So creating a new perception about fairness, seeing fairness as an equality versus a competition. See the switch there? You're changing the old fairness competition kind of energy into a new kind of energy of equality, like, like overdoing the wrongs that you've done, that kind of thing is more what fairness is. And it will be in your consciousness tomorrow on the 12th. Thursday, the 13th. Again, it's all about your relationships. But on Thursday, you really want to see your relationships. You want to move beyond anything that you've ever had in your relationship before. You want to see a 360 view. Because again, patience and impatience is kind of the calling. It's kind of the theme. Duality will show its pretty little head in your relationships on Thursday if you are not super conscious and aware. Practice compassion on Thursday. We did caring today on Tuesday, right? Practice compassion, not empathy or sympathy, compassion. Finding a new form of balance where you don't have to give up your soul in order to have a loving relationship is the key. Like, especially if you are one who compromises in a relationship and you're the one that gives up everything in order to find peace in a relationship, you're being called to a higher level of compassion. You don't have to give up everything in your life. You don't have to give up yourself in order to be compassionate. Like, there's a whole different expansive view of what compassion is here. So honesty, be aware of how your perspective fits in with your core. Are you able to see the 360 view in your personal relationships, and how does that 360 view fit in with your core? Who are you when it comes to being compassionate in your relationships? How are you seen as being compassionate in your relationships? This is a serious question, because the energy on Thursday will try to bring up the duality in your relationships. So taking that 360 view on Thursday is imperative. Rise above the duality, people, rise above it. Otherwise, it will show its nasty little head and it will try to separate you. And it will do so through your compassion, through your willingness to give up your soul self in order to have peace. All right, moving on to Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Love Day to each one of you. I know some of you just hate that. So the energy that is imprinted into humanity's consciousness is not based or created on the commercialization of love. That's not the original intent of Valentine's Day. The energy of its creation is based on bringing into your awareness the people that you love in your life. This is the real purpose of the energy. So stop making it a hate or a love kind of game. Instead, see the energy for what it really is. To bring awareness of every single person that you love into your consciousness and then send them love. Like that's the whole purpose. Now, let's talk about love. So I teach people to go beyond the word love, like into the energy of where you find what it means, what it is. It's your essence. This is important because love deals with your values. What do you value? Do you value amazing, like set on fire kind of relationships? I don't mean burn them down kind of relationships. I mean passionate kind of relationships. If that's what you desire, then you have to look to the essence. And what is essence? Essence is the character or quality of something. So if you are looking at love, what does the character, or your quality of love show the people in your life? Have you considered that before? Are you able to freely express your love or do you hold back? Can you say anything you want to a partner and be supported, or do you, no, can't do that? So you see love is based in duality. The word love literally is based in duality. It has an opposite. But essence, now this is your nature. It's your character. It's your quality. It doesn't really have a opposite. It doesn't carry the same vibration, right? Essence doesn't carry the same vibration as the word love does. Because it's a natural way of being. Your essence is your natural way of being. Love is just a word that you use to express your natural way of being if you're able to express it. So today, spend some time in your nature, your natural way of expression. Like be conscious about it on the 14th. How do you naturally show the people in your life how much you love them? No matter how commercialized it gets. Who cares about that? Get out of that whole ball game. All right, Saturday, February 15th. It's a mixed bowl of fruit today. Honestly, there is a ton of chaos in the air. Do not engage. And actually, this chaos kind of energy transforms through the next couple of days. So my suggestion is to be by water if possible and understand how water handles obstacles and incorporate those pathways into your life. It's the easiest way to understand and how to deal with your shadow energy, which is all about this year, right? Penumbral energy. It's all about the shadow. It's all about bringing up those things that we want to transform. We don't have to stay stuck in those things. We don't have to stay stuck in our emotions, right? We don't have to stay stuck in our belief systems. We need to transform them. Water is probably the easiest element to work with and to incorporate into who you are. Because if you watch water, if you pay attention to water, water either flows, goes around something, it can literally move boulders out of the way, it can flow over them, it creates a whole new pathway, it can dry up and disintegrate. Like the possibilities are infinite with water. So what is the best new option for you? Watch water. What's the best new option for you? When you're dealing with tons of mixed kind of energy, you have to know your options. Honestly, it's the easiest way to flow on those kinds of days. But see them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles, and make a decision based on your future of how you will incorporate the energy of water into your life. Today it's important. It's an important day because it's creating a whole new experience for you. So today it's important to know where to allow the mind to be creative or to wonder. Last week we spent time wondering, right? Just allowing the mind to move into that creative zone where infinite possibilities reside. That's why you were doing that last week. It's because of Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So you can actually see a new possibility, because without your mind being able to wonder, to sort of expand and move out into the creative infinite field of possibilities, you have to allow it to do that in order to see the new possibilities. Otherwise, you sort of stay in your little pathway. Right? This is the reason I do these, is all about expansion. Like, how do I get people to expand their consciousness? That's one of the reasons why we had you doing some creative exploration last week. You should be doing that every single day, actually. All right, Sunday the 16th. Be deliberate today. That's a big word. Deliberate. Like, wow. You will want a way out of all your options, all of your possibilities, before you take a deliberate, conscious action. You will want to look at all of those possibilities and to find out which one is the best for you in the present moment and in the future. So there's a stability that's happening in the next 40 days. And you being able to remember the possibilities is what the fiery and the rebellious kind of energy, it's how it gains momentum in the next 40 days. So be super conscious and pay very much close attention to the details of the possibilities that are coming up for you. Like, there is tons of downloads happening right now. New information that's coming in, there's an abundance of it. When that abundance of new information comes in, the possibilities are endless. But which ones are aligned for you in the present moment and in the future? That's really what you're looking at here. There's a stability that's coming in on Sunday that will help you be very stable in your decision-making process. The reason that on Saturday is a mixed bowl and you want to pay attention to water is to know exactly what's going to create stability for you. Water is very stable when it knows where it needs to be. That's what I want you to pull from your experience over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is where in your life are you going to be stable? The warning here is not to become rigid. That's what we've done in the past. It does not work. So when you're creating new opportunities, when you're looking at all those possible downloads and all the creative energy that's flowing into you, you want to be very fluid. You want to remain fluid. You do not want to have that fluidy kind of energy, watery kind of energy. You don't want it to get dammed up. Because when water becomes dammed up, it becomes very rigid. It uses other elements to help it break free from the rigidity, air, right? The wind. It uses wind to create big waves so that it can find a new pathway. It uses the earth element to help, shake the earth to find a new pathway. You don't want to become so rigid that you need to find something else to help you break free. Rigid patterns are the old way of being. They don't work anymore. The new way of being is to be very fluid, which is why water is very important to be conscious of. So Mercury moves into retrograde on Sunday. It will help you to slow down. Don't see Mercury as a terrible thing, like I never could quite grasp onto that. What it does is it helps me to slow things down, because what happens when a planet goes into retrograde, it literally slows down. It slows its spin so that it can sort of let everything around it catch up. That's literally what you're doing on Sunday. You're finding a new stableness, but you want that stableness to be very fluid, not rigid. Okay, so allow your focus to be on conscious actions that are perfectly aligned with who you want to become. Keep them fluid. Keep everything fluid. Monday, February 17th. Energetically take a stinking break. Honestly, have 2 cups of coffee and just relax. Because Monday is like total chaos. So no matter what happens in the world on Monday, do not engage. That's my only advice for you on Monday. Do not engage. Stay out of it. Because we are in perfect divine order. Remember, this week is all about relationships. It carries on into Monday, carries on into next week a little. Mercury goes into retrograde so that we can sort of slow down and say, oh, okay, what's really aligned here for me? I have to stay fluid. I have to know the options, the potentials, looking to my future. What do I really want to create? So my advice on Monday, don't engage. Drink plenty of water that day. So don't turn on the TV if you don't have to. Try to stay off of your phone as much as possible. Do not engage. Be in who you are. Other than that, have an amazing, amazing week. Keep in mind, it's all about relationships. Who do you love? How do you love them? What's your essence saying? This is Angela Bloha signing off from the cosmos.